So yeah, so I've been somewhat restricted, which is ironic when you consider how so many of the hierarchy themselves, McCarrick himself,
Right.
rehabilitated and wandering around the world doing what he's doing what he did. There's Worrell knowing in 2004, never coming forward. He's still a fully functioning. They didn't take away their faculties. They did not listen. They did not take away the faculties of child molesters, and they put them back in parishes. Let's get this straight in our heads. They did not take away the faculties of child molesters for decades,
Yes.
including bishops, because some of them did it too.
Yep.
And some of them abused the seminarians. They didn't take away their faculties. To this day, they're still covering it up and continue. So they didn't take away their faculty, but God forbid you speak the truth.
Yep.
And watch them. I predicted this. That this is what they're going to do. They're going to, they'll come after me,
right,
but let these other losers go free. The true heretics, the true evil people that have done some horrible things, they let them go free. So, I guess I didn't not expect it in that sense, but I'm still very disappointed.
Right. So Monsignor Burrell was Secretary General of the USCCB. He was caught using the gay hookup app. He resigned. Now, people are saying, how come this guy, Monsignor Burrell, how come he isn't in trouble? There's no restrictions. He can baptize. He can say Mass in public. But Father Altman in the same diocese under the same bishop has draconian measures placed upon him. That's a double standard.
On the level of criminality, from best or to the worst, from well-behaved to most not behaved, most misbehaved, it strikes me that a number of the episcopacy are way beyond Monsignor's bad behavior. And so I suppose when it comes to Monsignor, they're handling this one with kid gloves because...
Yeah, it's a slap on the wrist.
If they say he's a really bad guy, then what does that say about them who have done much worse?
Right.
Or have covered up for those who much. I tell you what, so, I mean, maybe nobody agrees with me on this, but silence is complicity. And there is so much silence in the episcopacy that there is complicity. I understand we're all sinners, myself included. But I don't redefine sin as not sin, which is what so many of these people have done in this modernist, everybody goes to heaven, there is no such thing. If there's no sin, there's no need for a savior.
Right.
See that? So you don't believe in Jesus. Yeah. So when these shepherds of the church, these miters, don't define sin as sin, that tells everybody in their diocese and around the world, right, well, I guess I don't have to worry about myself. I guess I just got to go to heaven too. It's just... Right. Universalist Unitarianism thing that's it's the ultimate of the heresies.
Right.
There's no, and ultimately you deny faith in Jesus because Jesus made it pretty clear. Yes, there's sin. There's the narrow road and there's the broad road that these sinners are going to choose to go down. Many versus few, or few versus many. But yeah, I think that answered your question about the double standard that seems to exist. But I can't see them enforcing anything other than the double standard because it's going to reflect poorly on them. If for no other reason, their silence, which is complicity, but also their knowledge and involvement in so many things. I mean, who knew about McCarrick and when? And we know it dates back to 2004 at least. Yeah.
Now, I want to go back to this double standard because you're saying, well, the bishop's not going to do anything because if he were to discipline a priest using gay grinder apps, then it's going to unravel and everyone else is going to get busted. I don't think they have that luxury, Father. I think it's going to happen anyway. And the laity right now are watching the story. They're watching you right now in this podcast. They're saying, wait a second, Father Altman, here's what he did wrong. He streamed masses and preached every day. He told people, if you're a Catholic, you have to vote pro-life. Mm-hmm. And he also said it's wrong that the bishops close down the churches and close down the sacraments. All of those things that Father Altman are capital D divisive. So, ergo, he must be suspended.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all the stuff labeled capital D divisive as really good and really cool, and I like Father Altman. So I don't understand how all of that yields can't celebrate public sacraments. Then I see for the past 2 years, Monsignor Burrell is going to bathhouses and gay bars and using a gay app and grifting on the USCCB and using our tithe pew money to visit all this stuff. And he just gets an effeminate slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
We lay people are not dumb. We may be the sheep. We are not idiots, bishops. Yeah. We see this with 2020 vision. You guys are jokers. If you really think that this inconsistency and this double standard is not going to be overlooked. And by the way, the apps will continue to be monitored and more going to be busted. I think, Father Altman, they went after Monsignor Burrell because that was a shot over the bow. Mm-hmm. That's just letting you know. Yeah. We didn't reveal any bishops yet. We just went for the highest priest in the USCCB, Burrell. We just busted him, went all over the what's this thing called, Grindr app. And now I think the bishops are deleting apps, throwing their phones in dumpsters, freaking out, and all, like you said, all roads lead to Rome. They already got Grindr data in Vatican. I mean, it is going to get nasty.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You know what's the worst part about all this is that what little amount of people still clung tightly to the faith are going to have their faith shaken again.